Well then. I guess we're here. So, yeah. Another one of these going into it. Today we'll be checking out, hopefully multiple, we'll see, Steam Next Fest demos. So, first one we're going to be checking out is a little game called V-Tumbler, which is essentially Puzzle Fighter but with VTubers. And that just sounds super interesting. So let's just get this set up. I honestly should have done this beforehand, but whatever. We're doing it live. Alright, so watch out for volume. I didn't set this up beforehand, I should have. Game capture V-Tumbler. Okay. That is small. Hold on. Okay, first of all, sound, display, full screen, give me the whole 9 yards, yeah. Okay. That should be good. Now, controller not picking up is rough, but let's just see if we can get into a game. Okay. We're gonna go, let's Chibi. Underground Show. Okay, yeah, there's only an issue. So let's just Alt-Tab out of that and close that, actually. Let's enable Steam input, yeah. And let's see if this works. Okay, that's a... Okay. We still looking good? Yeah, okay. That aside, okay, we can now just get into our game. So let's hit the training mode. Let's hit the lab. Chibi. Fifi stage. All right. Okay, so those are your... Okay, that makes sense. So we will put this here. Let's just get rid of this green. Blues can line up there, bit of there, something Okay. I was never the best at Puzzle Fighter. Oh god, a big thing is coming. Oh jeez, that is not good. That right there is not good. Uh-oh. Okay, a little bit of a combo. Ooh, very nice. Ooh, got lucky there. Okay, yeah, so it is essentially just Puzzle Fighter. So let's go back to the main menu. Let's see if we can find anyone playing online. Hopefully someone's playing online. This may be difficult. Is there anyone online? Anyone at all? Okay, new angle. What if we make a room? Okay, now we'll see if someone joins up. Hopefully they do. It would be nice. But I think this is going to be an L. I think this, yeah. That's unfortunate. So I guess we'll just go back to the training room and, Fifi, I guess? Okay, I did not align this super perfectly. Okay. Okay. Pretty good, pretty good. That can line up there. This is just to go away. Alright. That's good. We got the greens lined up pretty well. Oh dear. Yikes, dude. That is gonna be a yikes for me, brother. Oh dear. Well, we just got fucked there. Yeah, once it... Getting a lot of bad ones. Okay. Okay. Not okay. Salvageable. Okay. We put the blue here. Get hit by reds again. Honestly, kind of want to put this here. we got something cooking. Okay. Got a big hit there, I see. Ouch. Uh-oh. I'm gonna go blue. Got the rainbow gem. We lucked out there. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about that. No one seems to be online, but otherwise it seems to be a pretty functional pocket fighter. Or puzzle fighter, I mean. So I think we can very quickly move on to the next thing. Which is a demo for this platformer called Totem. Let's see if there's a category for it. Unfortunately not. So we'll just have to turn this into games plus demos. So, yeah. Totem. Let's just open that, see what's up. Okay, no settings, huh? Okay, it's a bit loud, so I have to fix this a bit. Okay, that's a bit better. So, let me just set this part up. Okay, we just need to then fit it to the screen. Okay, I'm just going to restart it, and then we'll get underway. All right, I'll take a go for the BRB screen. Okay. After millennia since the last great destruction, Totem awakens from her deep slumber. Oh, okay, so that's just how it starts. Okay, Totem. This is a pretty cute little girl. Okay. Every time you pass through this area, the game will be saved automatically. To jump, use the A button on the joystick, or use space key on the keyboard. Okay. That is a pathetic jump, but I'm sure it'll be good enough for now. Encantadora. I guess that's the sword. Phew, finally, after waiting for millennia for this, I'm glad you, Totem, are finally awake. Now that you're awake, let's go and make a mess of things. Totem? Yes, Totem, you. That's what's going on. Yes, Totem, you. What's going on? You don't look so good. Sorry, Talking Sword, but I just woke up and honestly haven't had time to think about who I am. Ah, so you've lost your memory. It must be some magic. Let's go find a guardian. He should have the answers. And just so you remember, I'm the Enchantress. Your favorite sword. Okay, so sword can shoot. Okay. So... Oh, but there is in fact a double jump. I didn't need to do that. But you can also jump on sword. Which is nice. Okay, jump, jump. What's this star thing? It just seems to be a star thing. Okay. Oh. Okay. Good. Very good. And we got the key to the locked door on the right, so let's just hop, skip. Ouch. We got the key, at least. But I do want to go back and get that star. So star get. If you press the X, Enchidora will be thrown in the indicated direction, attacking only corrupted enemies. You can also hold down the X button to pin her to the wall and use her as a handhold to reach higher places. Yeah, I kind of figured that out. Okay. So I guess that is an enemy. Attack, attack, attack. I guess that doesn't count as an infected enemy. Alright, now we have to try and navigate this part. Okay, and star get. What is up here though? Okay, so we found a secret of sorts. So let's see where this leads. Oh, that fire guy is looking threatening. Okay, we have a foothold. Alright. So, what's this way? Ooh, a rock. You are playing a demo version. Yes, I am. Thanks for that. Okay. So can I attack this thing? No. So what exactly is it going to do? Besides just stand there? I don't know. Okay. Now what exactly do I do about this part? Yeah, that doesn't seem right. So is there anything I can do? I don't have a dash, so I guess not now? Probably. All I have is a double jump, but I don't think that's the answer. Yeah, no. That's not gonna work. And I can't ride the sword as it goes across the screen, so let's move on. So I guess we gotta go back down, I suppose? Okay. Got back that star. Oh, do stars? Okay, I get it. Sticking the sword point blank in the wall is a bit janky. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. Up here? Really? I guess it wasn't a room reset, so... I was wondering what happened to the 1 star. So you really just can't die at all if you want to collect all the stars. That's a bit rough. But fair, I suppose. Okay. Reset room progress. Get star and move forward. Pretty easy star. Okay, we got lava blocks to deal with now. So, up. Okay. We were a bit fast on that one. Okay, I think we're going to just leave the stars because going back to get them all will be annoying, so... Now we have to deal with these blocks. These lava blocks. So... okay. Again, too fast. Oh, so close. That was definitely a better run, you know, using the double jump. Okay. Not fast enough there. Okay. Now we have to navigate this guy. Well, that's unfortunate. Is that sparkly block like a jump pad or something? Okay, we were a bit slow on that one. Damn it. Once again. Okay, fuck. Once again. From the top. Bro. I got caught on the bottom wall. Bruh. Third room, by the way. Of course. Why didn't my double jump work though? Where was my double jump? Okay. That's good. Oh dear. Nothing? Okay, I expected there to be a boss. Oh, here comes the boss. Okay, so what was that? Oh. We got a dash. Encantadora. Wait. What does it mean? These monuments are corrupted. It's not an assumption, it's a fact. Be careful to them. Attack the sphere to purify them. Okay, that was sudden. Okay, geez, just... I like... Okay. Can the sphere please get hit? Okay, 2 hits. Oh. Come on. Okay, another 2 hits. Let's go. Fuck. Almost got hit there. Okay. 1 hit. Fuck. Come on. Come on, sphere. Okay, that's good. Fuck. Almost got hit. Sphere, come on. Ooh, that was good. And 1 hit was like for 2. Okay. Damn it. Come on, sphere. Come on. All right. Sphere defeated. It was indeed spherical. Okay, so now we have to go back. And we have to deal with this schmuck. Okay, that dash is quite fast. That dash is quite fast and goes quite far. No. That's fucked up. Bro, are you for real? I have to do the whole boss fight over again because I messed up, because I died there? Why? Why would you do that? Alright, come on, Game Sphere. Okay, that was good. Okay, that was bad. That was sudden. Alright, Game Sphere, come on. Okay, that was two worth for 2. Very nice. Ooh, that one was worth 3. Very good. Come on. Okay, that was another 2-fer. Come on. All right. Maybe if I go in here. Okay. Now hopefully that saved my boss progress. Okay. Fuck. Why is this designed this way? Why do I have to do this annoying fight over and over because of that room? Okay. You know what? Yeah. I'm good. Did I even save that? I didn't even save the fact that it was on Games and Demos. Fuck. Well... Okay, you know what? So one game had no one to play with. Another game had a frustrating checkpoint system. Like, you know, even Dark Souls gave you a, like, let you, you know, light a bonfire after a boss. What the heck is it with this game? Okay, hold on. Okay, this should be updated now, hopefully. So we're going to try something a bit more calm, and maybe a bit more talky, but it should be pleasant. We're going to be checking out. Now, I don't know what the first part of this is, but it's called Rookie Attorney Legendry. Legendry. So, yeah, it's essentially Touhou Ace Attorney. And I think that just sounds neat. So let's open this up and see what's inside. Once again, I'll have to quickly set this up as well. But let's just have this game open and see if I can quickly mess with the settings.
Your studio.
Your studio. Windfield Games. Okay, options. Put this down here and this down here. Full screen it. Okay. Game capture. Whoa. Okay. So, let's see how this goes. Touhou Ace Attorney. New game. The first defendant. Marisa, awakening from a dream induced by hallucinogenic mushrooms, finds a court summons at home. Can Marisa prove her innocence in the upcoming trial, or will she be wrongfully imprisoned? Wrongfully in quotes, by the way. Chapter 1. The Scarlet Devil Mansion Book Theft Incident. Death? Question mark of question mark place of question mark place, several more question marks. Then, after the trial in court, now the judgment is... The defendant, Marisa, violated the barrage rules and used large-scale destructive barrage to attack the victim, Shamemaru Aya, causing minor injuries, which constitutes the crime of intentional injury. Having established the facts as reliable and the evidence as conclusive, this court hereby announces the verdict for Marisa. Damn, guilty verdict already? Ah! Oh, it was just a dream. That was really scared. Okay, so the translation on this, is gonna be a bit scuffed. It seems that thanks to the bright mushroom that had been bitten in hand, Marisa had woken up from a fantasy dream, not knowing how long she has been asleep. What time is it now? It's 12 o'clock. The day is already bright. Let me think. What was I doing before I lost consciousness? Oh yes, I was picking mushrooms until it got dark, and then I was munching on the mushrooms while walking home. What happened after that? I can't remember how I ended up lying in bed. Well, whatever. It was probably instinct. As an invincible person like me, even I eat hallucinogenic mushrooms. I'll be fine. Finally, Marisa, who had regained her senses, brushed the dust off her clothes and began to embrace the new day. Upon regaining her senses, the first thing Marisa thought of was to check the mailbox at the entrance. Kirasami Marisa, an ordinary mage, resides deep within the magic forest. When venturing out, she flies on a broomstick, adept at stealing various items, even including the hearts of young girls. However, she herself is quite oblivious to her own charm, which leads her into trouble from time to time. While... Okay, what the heck was that? However, at this moment, Marisa was not yet aware that this action would lead her to an extraordinary adventure. Having not checked for over a day, what could be inside the mailbox? I'm so excited! Is there a message from Alice? What is that face, Marisa? What you thinking? Is this that high-grade Yuri we got going on here? Ellipses. The girl is searching. I found it! What did Alice write? Marisa opened the envelope with great anticipation. Darling, where did you go today? I waited for you in front of your house all afternoon, but you never came back. I received a large pot of dragon meat from my mother, and I can't finish it by myself, so I thought we could have a feast together. If you see this message, remember to come to my house to find me. 20th March, Alice. Alice's letter. On March 20th, Alice came to look for Marisa, but Marisa was not at home, so Alice invited Marisa to visit her house today. 20th March? Ah, Alice actually came to look for me yesterday. What exactly did I miss? Oh, there's an evidence. Alice's meal. I feel so hungry now. I'll go to Alice's house for dinner this afternoon. So Marisa opened the next letter. Is this one will be Patrolli's message? The girl is searching. Aya news? No wonder. I just dreamt about her. I don't know why, but seeing her just gives me a bad feeling. As the name suggests, Aya News is the newspaper founded by that troublesome Tengu. Due to the fact that Shimemaru Aya often catches wind of rumors and arbitrary fabrications of other people's privacy into big news for publication, the credibility of this newspaper is actually not very high. But in Gensokyo, where entertainment options are not very developed, being able to read such gossip tabloids is still one of the few forms of entertainment for most people. Moria Shrine leads energy revolution, but many people question the safety of nuclear power. Jeez. What is going on at Moria Shrine that they are using nuclear power? According to our newspaper, as the energy revolution led by the Moria Shrine continues to deepen, some voices of doubt have also emerged. At a nuclear energy advantage seminar held yesterday in the Human Village, many attendees raised concerns about the safety of nuclear power. The voices of skepticism include, but not limited to, concerns such as, could this type of energy lead to radiation sickness? In the event of another earthquake, can we ensure nuclear materials will not leak? In the response to these various questions, Lady Yasuka Kaneko, the representative of Moria Shrine, provided the following answers. Please rest assured, as of now, our shrine has full confidence in the safety of nuclear energy. With the level of disasters that have occurred in Gensokyo, the Moria Shrine is capable of responding appropriately. Okay, Aya News front. Okay. Marisa was completely confused by what she read, so she turned the newspaper over to the back page. Civilization Road cannot be without the rule of law. People's Court to hold its first hearing tomorrow. Hakure Shrine News Agency reports. The People's Court of Gensokyo has been established in the Ministry of Right and Wrong, marking the entry of Gensokyo into a civilized society governed by the rule of law. It is reported that tomorrow afternoon the court will hold its first hearing. Subsequently, in an interview with our newspaper reporter, Judge Shikeki stated, despite the demanding role of being both the judge for the living and the king of hell for the deceased, it is my inescapable duty to strive to uphold justice and fairness in Gensokyo. I believe that by collaborating with the Hakure Shrine to establish the People's Court, the people of Gensokyo will be able to enjoy a society governed by the rule of law where everyone is equal. Okay. Whatever. First it's about nuclear energy, now it's about the court. The battle for faith between Hakure Shrine and Moria Shrine is really intense and unending. However, these matters have nothing to do with me. I'm off to Alice's place to enjoy a free meal. Okay, there is the last one. I'll go to Alice's home and check after that. The girl is searching. What's this? How come the envelope is so formal? A subpoena? Gensokyo People's Court Case Number Gen 0001. Case reason, theft. Defendant, Kurosame Marisa. Summons reason, court hearing. Schedule time, March 31st, so-and-so year, 1 o'clock. Summon location, the Ministry of Right and Wrong. Notes 1. The summoned person must arrive at the designated location on time. 2. This person must be presented by the summoned person upon arrival at the court. Date, 20th March, whatever year. Okay, a subpoena. What? What a ridiculous situation. How on earth did I end up as a defendant? And this number, 0001, does that mean I'm the first one to be tried at the opening of the court? Theft? I haven't stolen anything recently. I even returned Pacioli's book the last time. Taking someone's heart isn't exactly theft, is it? Well, I can't let myself be wrong like this. I must go to court and appeal to the young king of hell to clear my name. Did Marisa steal the precious thing? Is that what's going on here? Is that what's happening? Did Marisa steal that so-called precious thing from the song? I need to check the time of the court session. Isn't that in just 1 hour's time? Ugh, that free meal at Alice's place. And so, with an empty stomach and a tumultuous mix of feelings, Marisa roared all the way to the afterlife. Ooh, this is so Ace Attorney. Time, 12:50, 21st March. Location, pre-trial detention room. Running is prohibited inside the courtroom. Hey, Komachi. Along the way, Marisa had been holding back a lot she wanted to say, so when she saw someone approaching her to speak, without a second thought, she thought she'd just let it out in a roar. Listen up, what's this all about? I've been wrongly accused. Noise is also prohibited inside the courtroom. Why are you shouting so loudly then? That's because I'm a bailiff. I have the authority to maintain order in the court. All right, you're from the court, aren't you? Tell me, why am I being accused? Wait a second. You seem to know very little about legal common sense. Eh? The court is only responsible for hearing cases and deciding outcomes. The one who accuses you should be a profession called a prosecutor. Ought you the police? I guess they meant, aren't you the police? You're referring to the criminal police, right? Criminal police are responsible for investigating, collecting evidence, and apprehending suspects. Moreover, I'm not a criminal detective. I'm a bailiff, responsible for maintaining order in the court. Too many professional terms I can't understand. It's okay. You should have received a subpoena before coming here, right? Let me give you guidance for newcomers. First, find the subpoena in your bag and take it out. Okay, so I guess we just go show evidence. Yes, that's it. Let me take a look. Marisa, do you know what role you are playing in the trial? Defendant? Right, it seems you have read the subpoenas carefully. In court, you must remember to carefully read the testimonies and examine the evidence. Perhaps a turning point can emerge from some detail. Then let's proceed to introduce details of the case. In this case, the prosecutor who has brought charges against you is Yakumo Yukari. Ah, that's seasoned. Oh, I mean the shrewd and ruthless protector, Yakumo Yukari. Shrewd? But this is the court's inaugural session, isn't it? Well, the kind of, and I got it. And this, for the consent of this case, it's Patchouli knowledge from the Scarlet Devil Mansion reported that some books were missing. Patchy? Acquaintance? Patchouli knowledge will also be providing testimony as the victim in this case. How could she possibly... Actually, she didn't intend to file a report herself, but since the court needed a case urgently for its first trial, it was the strong insistence of Yakumo Yukari that, hey, doesn't that mean I'm... please don't say it was I who said that. Have you found a lawyer? What is the lawyer? Well, they are professionals who stand against the prosecutor and strive to prove the defendant's innocence. Your respondent indicates you haven't found a lawyer yet. Oh dear, that could be problematic, as we haven't had the chance to recruit lawyers willing to provide free consultation for the defendants yet. Since we've just been established. What should we do? Otherwise let me represent myself as my own lawyer. That couldn't be better. Wait. Although surprised, Komachi still went through the hustle to process the paperwork for Marisa to act as her own lawyer. Time flies, and the first trial at the Gensokyo People's Court has officially commenced. Time 1. 21st March. Location, the Ministry of Right and Wrong. Okay, Shikeki Yamazandu. Shikeki. Oh wait, was there a thing here for, last girl? I'm not sure. The King of Hell, who governs the realm of the Gensokyo, works within the Ministry of Right and Wrong, determine the fate of the deceased by deciding whether they should go to heaven, hell, or elsewhere. This King of Hell is very diligent in her work, and is known for their serious demeanor, rarely showing any levity. Silence! Now I hereby declare that the Gensokyo People's Court case number Gen 0001 is officially in session. Firstly, please allow the prosecutor to enter. Yakumo Yukari, one of the yokai sages who founded Gensokyo. She has the ability to open a phenomenon known as gap, which are passages connecting two places. She usually resides within these gaps and relies on a Kitsune Shinigami named Yakumo Ran to handle various affairs. Yakumo Ran also has a Nekomata Shinigami named Chen. As the first prosecutor of Gensokyo, I surely will bring all criminals to justice. Next, please have the defendant enter. What should I say? Defendant, your seat is over there. This is the counsel's table. Didn't Kamashi tell you? I'm also serving as my own defense counsel. According to the court's rules, even when a defendant is representing themselves, they must still sit at the defendant's seat. Only when being questioned or presenting evidence are you allowed to approach the counsel's table accompanied by the bailiff. I don't care, I'm innocent. I will not go to the defendant's seat. You are hereby warned for the first time. If you continue to show contempt for the court, you will be expelled and deprived of the right to continue the defense. What can I do? Your Honor, there's no need to be so severe. She's just a novice without any court experience, and not likely to make waves. We can fully demonstrate the democracy and magnanimity of the People's Court. I request that the defendant be allowed not to take the stand, but to conduct the defense from the counsel's table throughout the proceedings. All right. Since it is a request from the prosecutor, I grant it. But Marisa, if you show contempt for the court again, I will not let you go unpunished. Okay. Next, I invite the prosecutor to present the case. The defense attorney is allowed to question any ambiguities in the case. Yes, Your Honor. Are you ready to start the interrogation of the witness? Would you like to read the introduction? Sure. You know what? No. I've played Ace Attorney. I know you just look for inconsistencies and then present your evidence based on these inconsistencies. Contradictions, that's the word. Or you press them to get more words out of them to maybe present evidence based on the more words. This is basic Ace Attorney, so no thanks. Testimony start. About the case. The case is quite simple. There's a report of theft from the library located in the Scarlet Devil Mansion with the collection of books found to be stolen. After a series of visits and investigations, it was discovered that the only habitual offender accustomed to sneaking into the library to steal books was Marisa. Coincidentally, Marisa's whereabouts were unknown that day. Thus, with motive, time, and means all in place, she can be inferred to be the culprit. I didn't go to Scarlet Devil Mansion yesterday. Are there any pieces of evidence to relate it to yesterday? Okay. So, yesterday. I guess inquire is push. So this doesn't seem to have backwards. Inquire. Wait! I should have done that. Wait a minute. As I know, the library did not report the incident voluntarily. An interesting perspective, but where's the evidence? If you don't believe it, you can go ask Patchy. Patchouli knowledge will appear as a witness later, but what's the use of your doubt? The prosecutor has the right to discover cases on their own and initiate litigation. Even if the victim and the suspect have a close relationship and do not report the case, it is still possible. Moreover, according to the defendant's address, Your Honor, I believe the defendant and the victim have a close relationship and can enter the library easily without being on guard. In this way, your suspicion is even greater. The court agrees with the prosecutor's view. How did it become unfavorable to me instead? Inquire. Wait. Who did you visit? Why is it only me? I don't believe it. Well, I wanted to bravely introduce it for the sake of the defendant's privacy, but since the defendant insists on asking, I'll tell you. The people visited include, but not limited to, Patchouli Knowledge, Koakuma, Izayo Sakura, Hong Meirin, Morichika Rinosuke. They unanimously believe that the one who likes to do this kind of petty theft is you, Marisa. How can it be like this? Is my reputation that bad? Unfortunately, that's the fact. Wait. How did you know my whereabouts that day? Does this constitute an invasion of personal privacy? It's fine trying to use procedural injustice to escape guilt. Unfortunately, if it's about knowing your every move every day, that can be considered an invasion of privacy. Just knowing that you were unaccounted for on a specific day only requires a little inquiry. So which day was it specifically? The time of the crime? March 20th, just yesterday. Your Honor, I demand that the prosecution clarify the date of the crime in their testimony. The court agrees with the defendant's view and asks the prosecution to clarify the date of the crime in their testimony. No problem. Continue with your desperate struggle, Marissa. Coincidentally, yesterday, that is March 20th, Marissa's whereabouts were unknown. So do I show evidence here? We can inquire on this. Yesterday, who said I was unaccounted for? It involves the privacy of the witness. Of course I can't tell you. I'm not such a petty person. Your Honor, I believe the defendant's question is meaningless to the case. The court agrees with the prosecutor's view and asks the defendant to pay attention to their words and deeds. Okay. Okay. So do we present the one thing that has the date? Because otherwise, yeah. Objection! Look at this. This is the message from Alice in my mailbox. In the message, Alice said she came to my house for a dragon meat party yesterday, which can prove that I was not at the scene of the crime. Oh, really? But in my understanding, doesn't this letter just prove your whereabouts were unknown yesterday? Seems so. What should I do now? It appears the defendant is no longer able to defend themselves. I just suggest that the judge make a ruling immediately. Wait. Think quickly, is there anything left out? Acquaintance, Pacioli knowledge, will also be providing testimony as a victim in this case. I request to question Pacioli. How can you make a ruling without questioning the witness? The court has agreed to the defendant's request to bring the victim Pacioli knowledge to the stand for testimony. Okay. Pacioli knowledge, a witch who is proficient in various forms of magic, residing in the Grand Library of the Scarlet Devil Mansion, which houses an extensive collection of books. She spends her day reading and writing within the library, seldom venturing outside, and is severely lacking in exercise. Due to being frequently visited by Marissa to borrow books, she has developed feelings for her. Oh, Yuri. Marissa. Pacioli! I'm sorry. Why you? Silence, the defendant. This is not the time for you to speak or ask questions. Firstly, please have the prosecution question the victim. Yes, Your Honor. So, Miss Pacioli, please provide a detailed account of the situation on the day of the incident. Alright, testimony start. About the day of the crime occurred. That day I was in the library reading as usual, just like any other day. Then I heard some sneaky noises coming from behind the bookshelves. I thought Marissa would show up and say hello after choosing books, but to my surprise, this person just quietly ran away without a word. Pacioli's words always feel about off, but there must be a loophole somewhere. Okay. So, let's inquire about... let's just go through all these. Inquire. Wait. What do you mean by that day? Alright, it was yesterday, March 20th. Is there a problem? No. Inquire. Wait. What about the sneaky sound? What was it like? What do you mean, what was it like? The sound, was it loud? It's not about how loud it was. It was one of those very peculiar, sneaky book flipping sounds. Do you understand? That's how you could tell it was me? I'm so familiar with the sound of you sneaking and flipping through books every day. Next piece of testimony. I thought Marissa would show up and say hello after choosing books. Wait. Why did you have this thought? You're such an incurable fool. This question is irrelevant to the case. The witness has the right not to answer. But to my surprise, the person just quietly ran away without a word. Inquire? Wait! So this is where your anger comes from? Yes! Stealing books is one thing, but I thought about you all day. I could already hear a voice behind the bookshelf, but I didn't even see a soul. How could I not be angry? I've been waiting for this very statement. Your Honor, based on the witness's testimony, the victim did not witness me at the scene, which means there is a possibility I did not commit the crime. That's quite an impressive piece of reasoning. But you don't think this alone will clear you of suspicion, do you? Even if one is not caught in the act or witnessed, committing a crime is still committing a crime. Merely this alone isn't enough to prove your innocence, Marissa. Is that so? Do you have anything more to add? It seems the defendant is still unable to prove their innocence. Your Honor, it seems it's time to deliver the verdict. Wait! Wait, please wait. Oh, he's still trying to make a last-ditch effort? I'm clearly being wrongfully accused. Why does it feel like I'm sinking into quicksand? This distorted feeling. Are you trying to buy time even though you have nothing to say? No, of course, I still have some words to say. That is... My innocence has already been proven. Already? So when and how did you prove it? Because I'm innocent to begin with. No matter how you conduct the trial, I am innocent. Impressive, but useless. Courtrooms are no place where victory is achieved through sheer force of personality. The defendant is in contempt of court. A warning is hereby issued. This one? My innocence will be proven any moment now. Now? We've already discussed the matter for enough time. After all this time, you haven't been able to prove it. How are you expecting me and the judge to believe that this isn't some just ploy to delay the proceedings? The defendant is required to present relevant evidence to stop attempting to delay the proceedings any further. This is a warning to the defendant. Okay, so... My innocence needs no proof. Oh, how so? Admittedly, I am unable to conclusively demonstrate my innocence right now, but that's not something I need to prove. I nearly got led into a trap by you, old lady. That's why you, the prosecution, are supposed to... That's what you, the prosecution, are supposed to do in court. Prove the defendant's guilt. If you fail to prove it, then of course, I am not guilty. Excellent. So now it's my turn to take the initiative. Prosecutor Yakumo Yukari, can you prove my guilt? I'm afraid you're disappointed, little girl. With the evidence currently at hand, it's almost impossible to prove your guilt. Your Honor, does that mean I'm acquitted of the charges? Unfortunately, that's not possible yet. Why? The purpose of the court is to reveal the truth behind the case. If a verdict is hastily pronounced simply due to insufficient evidence, wouldn't that go against the very purpose of the court's establishment? Then why did you do that just now? I was a test for you, a novice lawyer, and if I have offended you, please accept my sincere apologies. So what's next? What do you plan to do? The next move is leading the perpetrator to confess, of course. Statements made in the courtrooms can be considered as testimony. So if someone pleads guilty in court, such an admission can be considered as definitive proof. I see. No wonder you tell me this. Therefore, I request the next witness be called to the stand for questioning. The prosecution has no objections. I see. Then let's bring the witness Hong Meirin to the stand to testify. This feels like Hong Meirin, a yokai skilled in Chinese martial arts with the appearance indistinguishable from humans, is responsible for guarding the entrance of the Scarlet Devil Mansion. She is a subordinate to the Scarlet Devil Mansion's chief maid, Izayo Sakuya, who is adept at using throwing knives. She often faces punishment for sleeping on the job. Witness, your name? You called me? Yes, your name. My name is Hong Meirin, not Mei Ling. Please be careful. Oh, wow. Call out, huh? Hong Meirin, please try to answer the questions as concisely as possible. Roger, I understand. One does not say Roger in court. I'm sorry. Do not cry in court. I'm so sorry. Nor you should hit your head against the desk in the courtroom. Witness, take it easy. We generally do not send witnesses to prison, right? Considering this is the first session of the trial, I am unable to respond. Miss Hung Mayrin, please relax and just answer the questions truthfully, okay? Okay. Then please let Miss Hung Mayrin, the witness, describe the situation she observed while guarding the gate yesterday concisely. Yes. Testimony start. About the Scarlet Devil mansion from yesterday. Your Honor, the gates of the Scarlet Devil Mansion were all normal yesterday. Report over. That's end? Yes. This witness may have misunderstood the meaning of answer concisely. Alright then, how about this? Counsel and I will take turns asking questions to Miss Hong Mayrin, and then Miss Hong Mayrin will respond, okay? Okay. I have no objection. Let me ask first. Miss Hong Mayrin, at what time did you guarding the gate of the Scarlet Devil Mansion yesterday? I can't remember the exact time. It's almost a whole day from morning to evening. Now it's your turn, Marissa. What should I ask? After time, should I ask place? Miss Hong Mayrin, where did you guard yesterday? At the gate of the Scarlet Devil Mansion. Marissa, that question is the same as not asking it. Please ask another question. I guess non-eyewitness account? Then, did you see me when you were guarding the gate? No, I didn't. Did you hear that, Giacomo Yukari? Absolutely no. Non-eyewitness account. Can it really be proved? Listen here, Hong Mayrin. My question is, did you have any drowsiness, distraction, or slept during the process of standing guard yesterday? You know, you're not allowed to lie in court, so please answer truthfully. If you lie in court, not only will you be charged with dishonesty, but the Scarlet Devil Mansion where you belong to will also bear the responsibility of poor discipline. By then, compared to the punishment you will face, being stabbed by a few throwing knives from the chief mage should be considered a pleasure. I say, I did doze off while standing guard yesterday. Did you see, Marissa? The non-eyewitness account is really unreliable. Think carefully about your next question. Damn it, the non-eyewitness account is easily overturned like this. Giacomo Yukari, this old lady knows that witnesses are often bullied. By intimidation, the witness admitted testimony that was unfavorable to them. If I could utilize the witness's psychological activity, which question should be used to counterattack next? Even if one is dozing off, is there a way to send something passing through the gate? This one? Miss Hong Mayrin, you would doze off while carrying out the very important task of guarding the gate of Scarlet Devil Mansion. It suggests that even if you are dozing off, there is a method for you to send someone passing through the gate, right? Huh? Yes, that's right. Did you see, Yukari? The witness dozing off does not affect my alibi. Is this the way to turn the tables? Interesting. Miss Hong Mayrin, fabricating testimony in court is the same as lying, you know? What is the method of perception? I didn't fabricate anything. I just couldn't remember because I was too nervous just now. It was through Qi that I sensed things. Qi? Provide a detailed explanation, Miss Hong Mayrin. It's a side effect of Chinese martial arts and Qigong. It's the ability to sense changes in the surrounding air currents to judge what's happening beyond the field of vision. I see. Then I have a question to ask. Objection. Giacomo Yukari, you already asked your question. It's my turn now. Objection overruled. I was just letting my witness explain the supplement their answer to your question. Now it's my turn to ask the question. You're cheating! Yukari didn't guide the witness to explain clearly. Blaming others for one's own mistakes is not good, you know. Hong Mayrin, my question is, if someone were to fly in from a great height, is it possible that they might be too far away for Qi to detect them? Indeed, it is possible. See, Marissa? Even with that amazing Chinese martial arts, it can't stop a habitual offender like you. Drat. The proof method that I thought of so hard has been easily broken through again. By having the witness supplement their explanation, find the flaw, and then ask a well-crafted question to hit the nail on the head. What a tough opponent. If only I could use such a method. Hung Meirin, I now demand to supplement your explanation. The range and perception accuracy of Qi. Oh, learning and applying on the spot. Not bad. Well, the range is not very large, but it can cover the entire area of the gate. As for the accuracy, it's at least a living thing as big as a person cannot escape my perception. Drat, if the perception range is only as large as the gate, isn't it completely possible to refute Yukari's interference? Can I break through with the perception accuracy? No way. Unfortunately, in most cases, learning and applying on the spot is akin to showing off one's skill with an axe in front of a master carpenter's door. If you want to control a witness's psychology to induce testimony in your favor, you should have done it before someone else took the opportunity. Even this has been anticipated. It seems that it's really difficult to get any more favorable testimony from the witness Hung Meirin. After holding back for so long, but unable to ask anything, it seems that the questioning of Hung Meirin can be concluded. Your Honor, it seems the verdict can be pronounced now. Wait! There must be a way. If Hung Meirin can do it, then find other witnesses? No, other witnesses may have already been in contact with Yukari. Even everyone in this courtroom, the judge, Shikike, the bailiff, Onizuka Komachi, the plaintiff, Pacholi, they all... Is there really no way out? Ah, the defendant is already speechless. Right, the only person who still has a chance to break through on the psychological front. That is, Yukari herself. No, of course I'm not speechless. I still have questions to ask Hung Meirin. If small animals can escape your perception. I'll go with the one that's most fitting. If a living thing as big as a human cannot escape your perception, what about small animals, like foxes or cats? If it's that small... Ah, now I remember, I did see a cat slip into the Scarlet Devil Mansion yesterday. A cat? Why didn't you mention such an important piece of information earlier? Because you didn't ask. What did the cat look like? Let me think. Ooh, art. Because I was also in a half-sleep, half-awake state, I can only describe it roughly. That cat was completely black. No way. It had 2 tails. It seems that it is necessary to introduce a new witness. Komachi, go bring in Chen and Kain Biao Rin that match Hung Meirin's description. Roger! Now, we will adjourn court. We will adjourn for 2 hours. Dismissed. Well, this is an interesting turn of events. Time, 2:30, 21st March. Location, pretrial detention room. Phew, I can finally catch my breath. Although it is not completely over, at least for these 2 hours, I don't have to see that aggressive old lady again. Who are you calling an old lady? What? Why did you come to the defense's restroom? To praise you for your brilliant performance just now. Isn't that okay? Don't be stubborn. Oh, it's Reimu, and I cannot read her description. She's a cheapskate shrine maiden, and she's the protag, I guess, of Toho. Maybe that's what it says. I said from the start not to rush into the trial. The evidence isn't sufficient. Why Reimu is here too? In maintaining order and upholding justice, I'm always indispensable. The Miko of Hakure's shrine mainly investigates crimes and collects evidence in this court, just like a detective's job. Oh, is Reimu the gumshoe of this game? That's great. Patchy? Actually, I also agreed with Miss Hakure Reimu not to prosecute first, but the way you say it, it seems like I'm the only villain here. So what exactly are you here for? Let me say it. The previous investigation of the case was too hasty, so we need to take advantage of the recess to investigate the scene again. In the spirit of fairness, justice, and openness, the investigation of the new evidence requires the presence of both the prosecution and the defense. So it's up to the 4 of us to go together. But with only 2 hours for the recess, is it enough? Just getting to the Scarlet Devil Mansion will take an hour and a half, right? Asking this question means you agree, right? That settles then. So how are we going to get there? There's no buses in Gensokyo. Have you lost your mind? From the intense debate just now, a bus, is it really such an inconvenient thing? Let's go. We're going through the portal. Wah! Ouch, it hurts. You're handling me so roughly. Look, we're here in no time, aren't we? Are all law enforcement people so violent? I could have sworn I heard someone talking ill of me behind my back. Stop arguing. We only have 2 hours for the recess. We need to hurry. All right. Before I left this morning, I asked you to check which books was missing. Did you find out? I'll have to ask Kawakuma. Hold on. Okay, be quick about it. While we wait, Marisa, let's go check out this crime scene. Then you have to lead the way. Marisa, although you often do this kind of thing and your reputation in Gensokyo isn't very good, my intuition tells me you're innocent this time. Oh, thank you? What's wrong? Not used to it? Since I walked into the courtroom, you're the first one willing to believe me. I was still wondering if I could hold on until the end. But now I feel like I have confidence. Hey, we've been partners for so many years. I don't know what kind of person you are. Marisa, over here. Come in through the row of bookshelves. So this is the crime scene, huh? This is really... Marisa only saw a row of ordinary bookshelves with books neatly arranged on the shelves, showing no signs of violence at all. Show nothing at all. In any case, according to the victim, the sound of flipping pages came from here. Can the crime scene be determined just by the sound? Of course not. But according to the victim, the result is out. No need to rush to say it. Why don't you explain to Marisa first how you pinpointed the crime scene? Okay. The books in the library are arranged in the bookshelves in a fixed order. This makes it very convenient for both searching and updating. But yesterday, after hearing the noise and coming to check it, it was found that the order of the books in this area was disrupted. I see. That's why I couldn't find out which book was missing that time. I need to ask Kawakuma to copy down the names of the remaining books in this area and compare them. So why not restore the bookshop in order? Wouldn't that make it faster to find out which book is missing? Idiot! That's destroying the crime scene! Ahaha, yes. So Patchouli, which book was missing? 2 books. Applied Nuclear Physics and Energy Saving Life Tips, Kotatsu Edition. I've been saying it wasn't me. Patchouli, you know me. If it were me, the books missing would definitely be from the agricultural science shelf. So could it possibly be me? You know me. If it were me, the entire bookshelf would have been dragged into the gap. That's even less likely to me. You know me. If it were me, Hong Meirin wouldn't have been able to stand and testify in court. I can see now. Each of you has your own unique skills. Alright, time is tight. To avoid disturbing the crime scene, just observe from where you are. If you find anything suspicious, let me know and I'll collect the evidence. The crime scene investigation gameplay is about to begin. No. I played Ace Attorney. We're good. Okay, start search. Piece of paper. Is there something on the bookshelf wall? Let me see. Occasional zombie sightings around Myorin Temple Cemetery. Hakurei Shrine Maiden reminds residents to stay safe. A torn corner of the INUs with only the title intact, and the main text illegible. Is this a fragment of INUs? No, it's a clipping. Someone deliberately cut out a section of the news title. Excuse me, Miss Mastrelli, do you have the habit of subscribing to INUs and making clippings? Although I do subscribe to INUs, newspapers and magazines are all kept complete on the other side of the library. I would not cut them. And it seems this could be an item left by the criminal. Okay. These hairs. Look over there, Reimu. Do you see something? Where? Next to the foot of the bookshelf. Is there a tuft of hair? The length and toughness and color. It can be determined to be cat hair. This seems to be consistent with Hong Meirin's testimony. this thing? Marissa looked at the sign on the side of the stolen bookshelf, which indicated the type of bookshelf, Energy Science. Pacioli was this the only bookshelf disturbed? Yes, the label of this bookshelf is Energy Science. Reimu, can this sign be used as evidence in the court? No problem. Miss Pacioli, please allow me to temporarily requisition this nameplate. Alright, go ahead. Okay. Is that everything? We got the newspaper clipping, we got the bookshelf part, we got the tuft of hair. I don't know if there's anything else. So, exit? Although it seems like we found all the clues, there's still something strange. Find more? Could the criminal have come in through the window? How do you know? It's just a sudden burst of inspiration. Why didn't I notice the entry point before? Are you here just to observe this? No need for you to worry about it. I've already reinforced the library's windows and walls thoroughly. Really? Then I have to give it a try. Without further ado, Marisa flew over and began to push and pull and knock on the window. However, the window seemed to be fixed in space and moving. It seems it's not very likely to enter the scene from here. Yeah, I think that's it. You know, nothing else is really popping up on with like the magnifying glass, so I think we can just move on. We've collected almost all the evidence, and there's not much time left. Let's head back. Okay, with the new evidence, I'm full of confidence. Don't speak too soon. The court is in a place that focuses on logic and evidence. Vague feelings are not convincing. After speaking, Yukari opened the gap and sent everyone back to the courtroom. After a tense brief break, the second trial is about to begin. Time, 4:30, 21st March. Location, the Ministry of Right and Wrong. Silence. Now, I hereby announce the trial of Against Okiyo's People Court. Case number Gen 0001 is reconvened. The two new witnesses have now entered the court. The prosecutor is requested to question the two new witnesses. Roger, Your Honor. So let the two witnesses introduce themselves first. Hello everyone, my name is Chen, and I am the Shikigami of Ransawa. Chen, a Shikigami of Yukari Yakumo's Shikigami. Not yet bearing the Yakumo's surname due to insufficient cultivation, the character is very cat-like, possessing the intelligence of a young human child. In its feline form, it is entirely black with two tails. Oh? I don't know why it was called here, but it seems like I have to testify. You can ask me anything you want. If I can help, I will also be very happy, yeah? This naughty child, still grinning when coming to court. If it turns out it was really you who did that, wait and see how I'll punish you when we get back. Eh? Wah. Kainbyo Rin, a Nekomata working in hell who was adopted as a pet by her superior, Komeiji Satori. When the underworld was not yet hell. Now, she's responsible for collecting corpses, managing the crematorium, and dealing with vengeful spirits, when most of the corpses are stolen. Do prosecutors hear all threatened witnesses like this? Oh, I am Kainbyo Rin. I work at the Spirit Temple. Also, Your Honor, if the prosecutor has the kind of attitude, please forgive me for refusing to cooperate. Prosecutor, please pay attention to your attitude. Understood. Formal testimony will begin now. Both witnesses are required to answer questions truthfully. Understood? Yes. Understood. So please answer the following question for both of the witnesses. What did you do yesterday? Did you come to the entrance of the Scarlet Devil Mansion? Alright, Chen. Yesterday morning, I was attending class at Terakoya. After school was over, I went home with Cherno. On the way, we caught butterflies together. After that, we went back to our own homes. There seems to be a strange feeling in Chen's testimony. What is it? Let's listen again. Terakoya. Was Terakoya ever mentioned? Inquire. Terracoya, what is that? Does Marissa not know? Terracoya is the school run by Kane Sensei. Ahaha, it just came back to me. It's okay, please continue. Is this the one who slipped through this net of compulsory education? After school was over, I went home with Cherno. On the way, we caught butterflies together. On the way? Where exactly was this? By the Misty Lake. I can't be more specific. Chasing butterflies with Cherno by the Misty Lake. There's a big problem. As we all know, Cherno is the ice fairy, and butterflies are creatures that cannot survive through winter. Therefore, when Cherno approaches butterflies, they would either flee or be frozen to death. It is impossible for Cherno to catch butterflies. What does Cherno not being able to catch butterflies have to do with this case? In any case, the witness is lying. A child misremembering a playmate isn't that formal. A child's memory is stronger than an adult's. It's not reasonable to forget a playmate just after a day, is it? Even the witness did lie about the playmate. What does it have to do with the case? Of course, it has a relationship. When lying, one often keeps the most of the truth and only covers up a small part that is unfavorable to oneself. And in Chen's testimony, chasing butterflies is the truth that was kept, and being with Cherno is to cover up the real time and place that this happened. Chen, after parting with Cherno, you were attracted by butterflies again and came alone to Scarlet Devil Mansion's entrance, right? That's why you were vague when asked about the specific location, only giving the area by Misty Lake to make your conscience less uneasy. Chen, answer me, is that it? Yes, it is. So congratulations to the great Lori Marissa for successfully proving that Chen caught butterflies at the entrance of Scarlet Devil Mansion. But what does that have to do with the thefted books in the library? Are you going to say next that the butterfly, while attracting Chen, flew into the library, landed on a book, and then didn't take off again until this book was taken out of the Scarlet Devil Mansion by Chen? That seems a bit too far-fetched, so don't ask questions that are irrelevant to the case. Let's continue. After that, we each went back to our own homes. What is the specific time you went home? I don't have a watch. How would I know what time it was? It was probably around sunset. Sunset, you say? On March 20th is sunset. March 21st is the equinox day, and the day and night are exactly the same length. That's to say, the sunset on March 20th was close to 6 p.m. I will ask additional questions about the time the library books were stolen and the dismissal time for the Terracoya. According to the victim, Pachola, the time she noticed strange noises was 4:44 p.m. So many fours. Maybe the victim really wants the book thief to die? As for the dismissal time, the temple school, it is 1 p.m. So the times match, don't they? Match what? From 1 p.m. to close to 6 p.m., Chen has ample time to commit the crime, and the time the books were stolen was also during that period. Are you trying to say that having the time to commit the crime is enough to convict? And that shouldn't you have been found guilty long ago? No, don't say that. Absolutely not. It seems there's nothing more to ask the first witness, so let's move on to the second witness. I won't tell such child lies in court. Witness, please only answer the question and do not comment on other witnesses' statements. Okay, let's go around. I'll just come on and say it. I went to the Scarlet Devil Mansion yesterday afternoon. I went there to exchange experiences in domestic management with the chief mate of the Scarlet Devil Mansion. The exchange and note-taking took about 3 hours in total. Did Columbia Rin really go to exchange experiences with Sakia? Perhaps this is the breaking point. Or breakthrough point. Okay. 3 hours in total. There's still a quick question you haven't asked. Answer. When did you enter the Scarlet Devil Mansion, and when did you come out? I entered the Scarlet Devil Mansion at 3:30 yesterday afternoon. I came out after saying goodbye to Sakio, just 3 hours to that time. In this way, it perfectly avoids the time of the crime. Interesting. Perfect alibi? Okay, about this. Is there anyone who can prove this? Now that you mention it, the chief maid did say yesterday that she would be entertaining guests in the afternoon, so she delegated the tea-making task to Kawakuma. This dismissal alone is not enough. The chief maid might also be entertaining other guests. This item should prove it, right? Maid's notes. Thick notebook filled with household management experience exchange. It seems like to be written in a long time. Finally, there is Sakia's message. Evidence proven on the spot. But with this, it doesn't even confirm Kanbyo Rin's words. And with this thickness, it seems quite a bit of time was spent in this conversation, right? Yes. Okay, is there any evidence? Okay, let's inquire the first part. Why do you just admit it so directly? Admit what? Going to the Scarlet Dome Mansion is the same as stealing books? Although it's not necessarily the same, doesn't it confirm that the cat Hongmeirin saw was you? Probably. So you admit that you entered Scarlet Dome Mansion in the form of a cat? Yes. Then if not for doing something wrong, why sneak in? This is about judging by appearances. You always think about doing bad things, which is why you think others would do bad things too. I saw Master Hong had a hard life and didn't want to disturb her sleep, so I slipped in as a cat. So what is the real reason you entered the Scarlet Devil Mansion? Okay, so evidence is meant for here. Cat hair. I'm not sure, honestly. This? What other issues are there? 3 hours is also just Kanbyo Rin's word, but such a thick notebook, even if it was completed in 3 hours, is quite efficient work. Is it possible that the notes were supplemented by Kanbyo Rin after she went back? Although groundbreaking thinking is commendable, are you saying that the chief maid of the Scarlet Devil Mansion could predict and sign at the end of the notes in advance and write a dedication? Sakia should only be able to slow down time and pause time. Indeed, she cannot predict or go back in the past. Since you have finished questioning both witnesses, it's time for you to make your deduction, isn't Rookie Lawyer? Can't come up with one? No problem. Then let me do it. To convict someone in court, 3 things need to be proven. Their motive, opportunity, and means. Now, at the moment, both witnesses seem to lack quite a bit. It seems that only Marisa, you have all 3 elements present, don't you? Damn it, there's still unexplained piece of evidence. The cat's hair. Yes, the tuft of cat hair found at the scene requires explanation. I'm afraid not every piece of evidence is necessarily useful. The possibility of the cat's hair being coincidentally brought into the library is not out of the question. Unless you can prove someone's motive, opportunity, and means. Let's just save that. Then I'll prove it to you. The case reconstruction is about to begin. Would you like to read the instructions? Okay, this is new. In the case reconstruction, you need to place the puzzle pieces below in the correct positions to complete their reconstruction of the case. You can use the mouse scroll wheel to scroll and find the needed puzzle pieces. Drag the puzzle pieces with the mouse to the correct positions to complete the case reconstruction. Click on the puzzle piece with the right mouse button to remove the incorrect puzzle piece. When all the gaps in the puzzle are filled with the correct puzzle pieces, you can complete the case reconstruction. No, okay, I think I got it. Okay. Imagining the warmth of the kotatsu, followed by Kuma, used pocket watch to carry out a trick, caught butterflies at the Scarlet Mansion, stole books on energy science, followed the butterflies to Scarlet Devil Mansion, entered through the library window. Okay. So okay, so first we can confirm the culprit must be one of these two witnesses. The thief probably did not come specifically to steal books and should have other motives. The act of stealing books was likely an impulse on the part of the thief, and through some opportunity the thief found a chance to take advantage. So, Rin. Exchange insights with Sakia, and then followed Kuma into the library? Oh, there's more. Then the thief entered the library by some means. Okay. Okay, why would they go through the window, though? The act of stealing the books was likely an impulse on the part of the thief, and through some opportunity, the thief found a chance to take advantage. This doesn't seem right. Let's think carefully again. Okay. So what if it's Chen instead, because of the butterflies. They were catching butterflies at the mansion when they entered a window. And they were imagining the warmth of a kotatsu. Oh, is that really it? I've reached a conclusion. The culprit is Chen. What? Marisa, are you serious? Of course, I've never been more serious. Firstly, there's the motive for the crime. According to Patcheller's testimony, the missing books are Applied Nuclear Physics and Energy-Saving Life Tips Kotatsu Edition. Neither of these books hold much value, indicating that the perpetrator did not steal the books for financial gain. So the perpetrator must have stolen the books for the purpose of reading and learning. Why would Chen want to read and learn these two books? Setting aside the applied nuclear physics, the kotatsu is something that cats really like. Wait a minute, isn't Kanbyo Rin also a cat? Objection. This involves Kanbyo Rin's occupation. Although Kanbyo Rin deliberately concealed it when she introduced herself, and I won't forget the work she is responsible for at the Spirit Temple. That is the operation and maintenance of the crematorium. Working in a hot place like a crematorium all year round would not crave the warmth of kotatsu. That's a pretty far-fetched explanation. As for the method and timing of the crime, it's very easy to explain. Chen came through the door of the Scarlet Devil Mansion to play after school greedily. Just at that time, Hong Mei-rin was sleeping, and Chen slipped into the Scarlet Devil Mansion in the form of a cat. Later, Chen chased butterflies to the roof of the Scarlet Devil Mansion and entered the library through an open skylight. While wandering among the bookshelves, Chen found a book related to the kotatsu. Thinking of the warmth of a kotatsu, Chen secretly took this book. How was applied nuclear physics stolen, then? It was a cover-up. To make a criminal purpose seem less obvious, Chen casually took another book nearby. That's a bunch of nonsense. Marisa, you have to take responsibility for what you say. If such arbitrary reasoning could lead to conviction, then you, Marisa, would have been convicted 10,000 times over. Anyway, without decisive evidence, no one can be convicted. Anyway, without evidence, judging with this attitude, it would be strange to find any evidence at all. Objection. Could it be that it's my fault for being so eager to start the trial despite the lack of evidence? Lack of evidence, you say? Then let's take a good look. Marisa, let me show you what's in your home. I don't care. I say I didn't steal. I didn't. Even if you turn my house upside down, you won't find those two books. Is that so? Only to see Yukari reaching into the gap carefully, examining the stolen goods found in Marisa's home. You have quite a few stolen books at home. It's about a person who reads. Still being stubborn? Not until you hit a wall will you turn back, right? Then take a look at this. Yukari, taking out two books from the gap, placing them on the table, which are the stolen Applied Nuclear Physics and Energy-Saving Life Tips Kotatsu Edition. Since you're not willing to be decent, then I will have no choice but to make you decent. Now what else would you have to say? This can't be. You are fabricating evidence. Defendant, you accuse the prosecutor's evidence of being fabricated? Do you have any proof? No, but I don't care. This is fabricated evidence. I didn't steal those two books. Silence. Defendant, if you don't have evidence to prove that the prosecutor fabricated evidence, you could be guilty of defamation. Do you want to add more charges? But since the key evidence has been found, there's no need to continue the trial. So after the trial of the court, now the verdict is to announce. The defendant, Marisa, accused of stealing books from the Scarlet Devil Mansion. The court finds the facts reliable and the evidence conclusive, so it is declared that Ven and Marisa... Oh, that's pretty bullshit. How can you say, okay, the thing is, how can you tell Yukari was even reaching into Marisa's home?
Yes, studio.
Oh, was that the end? I guess that was the end of the demo. I mean, unless there's another way to do this. Okay, don't read. Is there another solution here? So if it's like, what if it's like this? Rin. Okay, so she wanted to talk to Sakuya. Followed Karakuma. Pocket watch? Here? Okay. I've reached a conclusion. The culprit is Kanbyo Rin. Oh? Firstly, the motive of the crime. According to Pacholu's testimony, the missing books are Applied Nuclear Physics and Energy-Saving Life Tips Kotatsu Edition. Neither of these books... Okay, yeah. Then Pacholi also said... But yesterday, after hearing the noise and coming to check, it was found that the order of the books in this area was disrupted. This indicates that the perpetrator had a very specific purpose for the category of books. The target category of books is... this. That is energy science. Energy science. And indeed the two missing books are in the category of energy science, but why would she steal this type of book? It's because of this incident. Energy revolution shit. It's this one. Due to the Murray Shrine's promotion of nuclear energy, the crematorium using old energy is facing crisis of being eliminated. That's why Kanbyo Rin wanted to learn nuclear energy technology to adapt to the times. Even if she couldn't learn it, at least she wanted to take the first step in energy saving and emission reduction. According to your argument, applied nuclear physics, we can set that aside for now. But what's this energy saving life tips Kotatsu edition? This seems to have absolutely nothing to do with energy conservation or emission reduction. Perhaps because of nervousness, Kanbyo Rin just grabbed two books from the energy science shelf and left in a hurry. You've explained Miss Kanbyo Rin's need for the books in the energy science category, but why must she steal? Well, scholars are probably all like this. When studying, they don't want their classmates to know. What a far-fetched explanation. However, the most critical issue is Miss Kanbyo Rin doesn't have the time to commit the crime. Objection. I've already deduced at this point. She entered the scene at a time when it was impossible for her to be there. She led the victim... She entered the scene at a time when it was impossible for her to be there. You wouldn't be suggesting that Miss Kanbyo Rin knows how to bilocate, would you? Of course not. The key to Miss Kanbyo Rin's obtaining the time to commit the crime lies in Sakuya's ability. The ability to manipulate time. Exactly. So your reasoning is that the chief maid of the Scarlet Della Mansion as an accomplice helped an outsider steal her own family's collection of books? Both emotionally and logically, this is absurd. In terms of common sense, indeed it is. In terms of common sense? On Gensoko, you can't be bound by common sense. Is it appropriate to say such a thing in court? It's perfectly appropriate. Please do not discuss irrelevant matters. Alright, let's go back to the topic. Sakuya's use of her ability has become a bit of habit. When faced with tasks that require a lot of time, Kanbyo Rin only needs to remind her a little, or perhaps not remind her at all, and Sakuya will use her ability to slow down time proactively. Kanbyo Rin might have investigated and taken advantage of this in advance, or perhaps she discovered it on the spot. In any case, it was Sakuya's subconscious behavior that allowed Miss Kanbyo-rin to complete 3 hours of work in less than an hour. Thus, Miss Kanbyo-rin was able to enter the crime scene at a time when it was impossible for her to be there. So it is indeed possible. In that case, the method of the crime also emerges. Firstly, the culprit, that is, Kanbyo-rin, was invited to the Scarlet Devil Mansion. Whether to cover up or really distress about Hong Mei-rin, she turned into a black cat and slipped into the Scarlet Devil Mansion. During this exchange of housekeeping management with experience with Sakuya subconsciously slowed down the passage of time. Therefore, Kanbyo-rin, who entered the Scarlet Devil Mansion at 3:30 p.m., completed the notes that would take 3 hours in just 1 hour. Then perhaps it was a sudden impulse on Kanbyo-rin's part, but that's not important. Seizing the opportunity, Kanbyo-rin transformed into a black cat, followed Kurokuma, who was tidying up the tea set, into the library. After finding the energy science section, Kanbyo-rin, with a strong sense of purpose, stole applied nuclear physics and energy-saving life tips, Kotatsu Teichin, which are the stolen books. Then she left the Scarlet Devil Mansion in a hurry. After the motive for Kanbyo-rin stealing these two books was to learn nuclear energy technology to adapt to the times. What a wonderful reduction. Marisa, I suggest you apply for a reporter position at INUs. The story you write must be very exciting. Here it comes, the classic line from the culprit when arguing. Unfortunately, your deduction can only suggest the possibility of me committing the crime. Where is the decisive evidence that can prove that I am the culprit? Evidence seems indeed not there. Then your deduction is in vain. What do I do? Should we call Sakuya to confront? No, confronting Sakuya can only prove that Kanbyo-rin has the time to commit the crime, and the key evidence to prove that Kanbyo-rin committed the crime still does not exist. It's too early to draw a conclusion now, right? What does that saying go? In Gensokyo, you can't be bound by common sense. You just deduce and leave the matter of evidence to me, the prosecutor. Hey, how come you two have joined forces? The court is just a place to reveal the truth. Why can the prosecutor and the defendant join forces? I suggest the prosecutor change the word defendant to lawyer in that sentence just now. Even as a prosecutor, can you produce decisive evidence? Please pay attention to one principle, Miss Kanbyo-rin. Confession shall be lenient, resistance shall be severe. The punishment for being proven guilty by decisive evidence is much more severe than for those who confess voluntarily. So the prosecutor can produce evidence and can only ask me to confess voluntarily? It was a sincere advice, but it was misunderstood as begging. Until you really produce evidence, there's no essential difference between the two. Since Kanbyo-rin has said this, then I'll have to show this wall of resistance. Miss Kanbyo-rin, if I find these 2 books in your home, the punishment will be severe for resistance. This is an invasion of privacy, isn't it? If you have any opinions on the prosecutor's actions in the court, you can complain through the judge's mailbox. Of course, if you don't confess before I find those 2 books, the days until you can send a letter or serving your sentence will be doubled. Shikeki-sama, such blatant infringement, don't you care? This court implements the principle of presumption of innocence. Miss Kanbyo-rin, you accuse Prosecutor Yakumo Yukari of violating your right of privacy. Do you have any decisive evidence? Decisive evidence? She said her gap leads to my home. I'm sorry, this judge thinks that this statement is just a means for the prosecutor to urge the suspect to confess, and thus it cannot prove that the gap really leads to your home. Physical evidence, perhaps? Physical evidence. Yes! Physical evidence is right in the hands of Yakumo Yukari. In her hands? Yes, the 2 books she is about to take out are the physical evidences. Why would the 2 books that the prosecutor about to take out prove that she is currently invading her privacy? Because what? Just one final step away from accusing the prosecutor. Why not speak it out? I'm afraid it's not about speaking it out, but rather being unable to speak out, right? Because the 2 stolen books are at your home, aren't they? Eek! Face the reality, Miss Kanbyo-rin. Your only chance now is to confess voluntarily before I really take out those 2 books. Why? I confess, I stole those 2 books. Miss Canberra-Rin has confessed. Therefore, there is no need to pretend to conduct illegal evidence collection. You schemed against me. Wah! Don't worry, there will be plenty of time to cry in prison. She is truly seasoned, a shrewd and ruthless Yakumo Yukari. With this, the judge should be able to deliver the verdict too. Since Canberra-Rin has already pleaded guilty, then after the trial, now the judgment is... The defendant, Marisa, accused of stealing books from the Scarlet Devil Mansion. The court finds that this does not conform to the facts, and therefore declares that the defendant, Marisa, not guilty, I assume. Carrying out the joy of victory, Marisa returned to the restroom. Unexpectedly, a group of people were already waiting for her there. Time 6, 21st March. Location, pretrial detention room. Congratulations, Marisa. You're off the hook. Heh, of course. That trial just now was so intense and thrilling. It made me want to break out in a sweat. I really admire you. It's your first time as a defense attorney, and you came up with a reasonable interference in such a tense situation. It was a moment of quick thinking, haha. Is this kid going to get carried away with success? Although it's a bit inappropriate to pour cold water when you've just won. I still want to say, Marisa, your reasoning was full of holes. Hey, you won't still be stubbornly saying that you went easy on me just now so I could win, will you? Well, it's also thanks to Marisa's reasoning about the motive for the crime that I was sure Canberra-Rin didn't fence the stolen goods. So you had to act with me, the judge, to trick Canberra-Rin into confessing? You colluded to deceive and ambush? What else? To find you guilty? This trick worked well this time. Don't trick like this next time. Of course, I also know that evidence obtained in such a way is invalid itself. So you were betting on the stolen goods were at Canberra-Rin's house the whole time? Only a rookie would bet. I would do such a thing only when I'm 100% sure. Even if you can determine that the criminal won't fence the stolen goods, how did you know the culprit was Canberra-Rin? Are you stupid? Chen is my child. Would I not know if she brought extra books home? You actually used information from outside the court? This is a courtroom going easy, like binding oneself with silk. I'm sorry, Marisa. It's all because of me that you were forced to go to court. Patch, is your apology just lip service? Do you want to? Alright, state your demand. No matter what you say, I will agree. No matter what I say, you will agree. Then I'm going to make a request. Hey, Marisa, you... Fortunately, I didn't bring Chen here. This kind of scene is too stimulating for a child. Patchy, be my lawyer assistant. Oh, is Patchouli going to be the Maya of this game? What? Lawyer assistant? Be your lawyer assistant. Does that mean, Marisa, you're going to be a lawyer? That's right. When you first arrived, didn't Kamachi say that there hasn't been time to recruit a lawyer yet? Now it seems I still have a talent for being a lawyer. This kind of thing should be said by others. So I plan to set up a law firm to clear the grievances for the defendants who come to the court later. Don't say it as if all the cases in the court are miscarriages of justice. So Patch, be the #1 assistant to me, the great lawyer Marisa. I see. Okay, I promise you. At this point, it seems there's no use in making complaints. Then I'll do you a favor. Marisa, catch this. What's this? Oh my god, the fucking attorney's badge. There it is. It's the same design. What's this? A badge? It's a lawyer's badge. Your qualification as a lawyer is being recognized by the Gensokyo People's Court. Great! In this way, Marisa successfully cleared her own grievances and also smoothly became a lawyer. And the turmoil caused by Scarlet Devil Mansion book theft case comes to an end here. Right? Okay, and here's the end of the trial version. Yay, we beat it. Okay, so that was a very, what was it? Yeah, it was Ace Attorney 2. That was a very Ace Attorney 2 end to this case, where, like, you can get, like, a bad end. But yeah, pretty good. It is essentially like a Diet Ace Attorney with Touhou characters, but yeah. That was pretty good, honestly. So, with that, I think we can end. Good day, goodbye, and thanks for watching, even if there's no one here.